What's up, everybody? I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. I'm Anthony. On today's video, I got a good one for y'all. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 stages to preparedness. Now, I know I'm not going to make any friends with this video, but hopefully by watching this video, you can at least understand where I'm coming from, and you might understand, hey, this is a certain path that I went through. It might be the same thing that you might be going through. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm not going to pull any punches here. I got my inspiration for this video off the 5 stages of grief that you go through whenever you lose someone very close to you, whether it be a family member, a friend, or whatever. You're more likely going to go through 5 stages of grief, that being denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Those are the stages that you are going to be moving through to essentially, not to say get over your grief, but just handle and deal with your grief. All right, well, the same thing can be said about being in the preparedness community. There are 5 stages that you're going to probably go through if you want to be a part of this community. So that's why I'm doing this video. I want to make it easier for y'all to understand, if you are just getting into the prepping community, which stage you happen to be in. Before I get started, I want to go ahead and mention one very important thing. All right, this is a general list. This is probably not going to apply to everybody because there's no one-size-fits-all approach that's going to be perfect for literally everyone out there. Okay, some people might go through the list much faster. Some might take a whole bunch of time to actually get through the list, and others might be like, hey, I'm going back and forth. Okay, so this isn't at all perfect list. This isn't supposed to be a perfect list. This is supposed to be a generality for you to be like, okay, I'm at this level here, and there's a hope for me because this is what's next. All right, that's the whole idea here. We're trying to make sure we bring everybody up along with us, and we're not getting stuck on one of these steps. So that's why I want to do the list. That's why I want to do the video. Enjoy. Okay, so number 1 is going to be the fear stage. When I say fear, I don't mean like crazy fear. I just mean like you're going on living your life for however many years the normal American way. All right, you are a consumer. You aren't really paying attention to anything. You're looking at the TV through entertainment eyes only, and you don't really care about anything else. But something happens to you, whether you live through a natural disaster, whether you see someone close to you live through a natural disaster, or you see a scenario that might be unfolding in front of you and you start paying attention to things. All right, this is the fear stage, because what you're seeing is, wow, I'm noticing things aren't as hunky-dory as I thought they were, and I might need to do something about it. This is most likely going to be everybody's first stage of joining the preparedness community. You notice something's wrong, and you figure out what is being taught to you is incorrect. Okay, so the second stage is going to be called the panic stage, or the going down the rabbit hole phase, all right? Basically, this is characterized because everybody seems to go through this, where they went through the fear stage, they realize something's up, but now they're panicking because, oh crap, I'm just realizing how far behind the 8 ball I actually am. So what they end up doing is they start looking at all the regular conspiracy theories. Hey, this happened here, what? Wait, that they said this happened, but this didn't really happen. Hold on a second. This is how this is supposed to work, but it's not working this way. They're realizing all the things that may be happening in government or even in their local communities that's happening, and it's not either being reported correctly or underreported, and they're understanding, oh my gosh, there is so many things wrong here. I have to get my act together, and I got to start doing things the way that they should be done in the preparedness mindset. So I coined it going down the rabbit hole because this person is most likely not only going to be involved in the one thing that got them into the preparedness community, but they're going to start looking at everything else. All right, it's almost as if they're a hammer and everything else is a nail. Okay, they're not going to look at things in a clear, rational mindset. They're going to be like, oh, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. What do I do? I'm panicking. Oh, it's in this stage where the people are going to start doing a lot of searching online for resources to try to help them manage what they're feeling. They're going to go on YouTube and they're going to start looking at people's videos to see, hey, am I the only one here? And they're going to start seeking out confirmation bias to be like, okay, I can't be the only one thinking about this. Let me see. And then they start to realize there's a whole group of people out there that feel the same way they do, and they start jumping in a group here and that group, and they realize, okay, I'm not the only one panicking here. We're all in it together. Let's see what else I can do. Now that brings me to the third step. The third step is going to be the accumulation phase, all right? I call it the accumulation phase because you realize that way you were living beforehand left you kind of in the open, all right? You were living just like how the hospitals and grocery stores and everybody are living now, where you essentially are so used to the idea of being able to go out and buy what you need like that. You don't really keep a lot of storage at your house, all right? You don't store a lot of things that you might need. So when it comes down to even the basics like water or food, you only have a finite supply. So you get into the accumulation phase because you're realizing, all right, I need to get at least 3 weeks of water, I need to get at least 3 weeks of food. And then you start building from there, all right? So that 3 weeks of water turns into 3 months of water. That 3 weeks of food turns into 3 months of food, 6 months of food. And you're stockpiling things to make sure that your family is good to go just in case something does happen. This stage is also an extremely dangerous stage because it is very easy to get yourself into mountains and mountains of debt, all right? If you try to do everything all at one time, you are going to ultimately sink your ship being your house, your family, all right? So what you need to do is you need to realize this is a marathon, not a sprint, and you need to start stashing things away slowly, start accumulating things slowly. You don't need to go out there to the gun store and buy 16 different guns right now on a credit card, all right? Because not only can you not carry 16 guns at the same time, that credit card bill is going to be outrageous, and you're going to be paying probably twice as much as you should have because you bought everything at one time and you're paying probably a 15% interest rate, all right? You don't need to do any of that. You need to go very sparingly. So when you watch people like me, other channels on YouTube, they're going to encourage you to probably go to the grocery store and maybe buy an extra $20, $30 worth of stuff every trip. So if you go once a week, you're buying an extra $20 worth of stuff that you can stash away. Congratulations, you are that much more prepared. Now that's going to bring me to my number 4, and that's going to be false bravado. Now this doesn't have to be going outside and beating your chest, false bravado. This is basically you saying, taking a look at what you bought and you're like, I'm good to go now, I don't have anything to worry about. I got, however much worth of food, I got however much worth of water, I have a few emergency items, I got a whole bunch of guns, I got 10 million rounds of ammunition, so whatever happens, I'm good to go. I don't have to worry about doing this anymore. I can go back to living my old life. So I can go back out to partying all the time. I can go out and, just waste money frivolously and not have to worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. That's false bravado. You think you're good because you bought a whole bunch of stuff, but what really happened is you don't really have the knowledge to back it up. So the false bravado stage, meaning I'm good on gear, not really good on knowledge. And that brings me to number 5. Number 5 being that acceptance, graduation, or what I'd call the ding light bulb moment. Because ding, that light bulb just came on over your head and you finally get it, all right? You understand everything that you did prior, you made mistakes. It's okay, all right? Things happen. And you also realize that if you want to truly live a surviving preparedness lifestyle, that you have to make certain changes to your lifestyle that are permanent, okay? This isn't like a hobby you can do 1 or 2 times a month. This is something you have to do almost daily, or at least consider it daily, okay? So that doesn't mean you have to go out and buy a homestead or live in the mountains or something like that. If you want to, that's even going to be better for you if you have a certain area for that, purpose. But that doesn't mean you have to do all that crazy stuff. That just means you have to have a plan put in place and you understand it. So if you do want to go live on a homestead, if you do want to live in the mountains, if you want to have a sailboat, if you want to dig yourself a bunker, or if you want to get the homeowners around you together with a plan so everybody has food stashed, has water stashed, has the basics taken care of, just in case something does happen, then you're going to be good to go in the long run. That's kind of the whole idea here. You realize that when you get to this level, that if you have the basics taken care of, then you no longer have to worry about the small ripples on the news, all right? Whatever happens to be reported that day that gets everybody else spun up, you can watch that and be like, all right, whatever, I'm good. That's what this whole stage is about. You are basically prepared and you know it. And finally, I wanted to add 2 bonus levels, if you will, all right? This is going to pertain more to YouTube, all right? But there are 2 bonus levels that I'm going to mention, and they're not linear, all right? It's not like a 6 and 7. It's basically like a 6 over here and a 6 over here, all right? Because they completely diverge, all right? One side is going to be predatory, and the other side is going to be a mentor, all right? What do I mean by that? Basically, what I'm getting at is once you get to those 5 levels and you realize, hey, I'm basically prepared, I get this as a lifestyle, and I completely understand that knowledge is just as good, if not more important than a whole bunch of gear, that's when you understand, hey, I get the whole preparedness idea. I get it all right? And then there are 2 ways to go after that if you want to, carry on a career, like say, in YouTube or something else, or a blog page. You can go to the predatory side, or you can go to the mentor side. Most of the time, you're going to see people probably going to go into a snake-like path. They start wanting to be a mentor and they realize that it's disadvantaged, and they might go to predator, or they might go to the predatory side and their conscience catches up and they go beeline to the mentorship side. Basically what I'm trying to get at is, if you are a predator, then you're more likely going to realize how you felt going through the early stages of fear and panic, and you realize there is a monetary benefit to keeping people in that stage. So if you can introduce people to the fear, suck them in, keep them panicked, then they are probably going to buy things or watch you all the time, all right? And just by getting eyeballs on screen, you get paid via YouTube. So that's why you're gonna see people, putting out videos sometimes every day, multiple times a day, to try to spin you up all the time, because those eyeballs on screen pays them, all right? They're probably going to ask for donations because, hey, that directly goes into their pocket. That is a predatory person, okay? They know what you felt. They're going to take advantage of that, and they're going to probably use that to their advantage. The other side of the coin, you have that mentor, okay? The mentor is someone who's like a big brother, a big sister, a family member, somebody who's going to grab you by the hand and help you, someone who's going to guide you the better way than perhaps they did themselves, all right? Most of the time, you're going to see a predatory person climb up the ladder and then take that ladder up behind them, okay? They're not going to give the people an easy path like they had, or an easier path than they had. They want to make sure that they're going to keep you in a state of panic or a state of fear, all right? If you get across a mentor is going to probably give you a ladder and maybe give you a better ladder, or give you a hand with the ladder, okay? The whole idea of being a mentor is to make sure that they can guide you along the way by showing you what they did and how they did it. And if they made mistakes, telling you those mistakes so you don't make the same mistakes yourself. Now, as for me, I like to consider myself a mentor because I show people on YouTube what I'm doing. That way you can see how I do something, so you can determine if you want to follow my lead or don't follow it because I might have made a mistake or two, okay? That's the whole purpose here. You don't want to keep having the same mistakes being made if you know better. So if you are a mentor, you can say, hey, I tried it this way, it didn't work, here's video proof of it. Don't do it this way, try something else. And it will save that person resources, time, energy, effort, all kinds of stuff, okay? That's the whole idea here. So if you happen to be on YouTube, all I'm saying is you got two choices. You can either be a predator or you can be a mentor. Which one do you want to be? And if you are watching YouTube as a watcher, hopefully this video helps you understand those are the two people you're probably going to find on the channel or on YouTube in general, okay? You're going to find people who want to keep you in an area, and they're going to be people who want to help you get away from that area. Now, the best way to determine if they are one or the other is, how do you feel after watching their videos? Do you feel better because you have a better understanding about something, or do you feel anxiety and stirred up? That's all I'm going to say. So, if you like this video at all, please do me a humongous favor and give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out, and I very much appreciate it. If you do not agree with this video, because I'm sure a lot of you don't, you can go ahead and put down in the comment section what you don't like. Okay? Keep it, conversationally appropriate. Don't just go ahead and blast me. But if you don't agree, let me know you don't agree. All right? But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video there. Please, again, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and I will catch y'all on the next one, okay?